Welcome to Mana's Seal YouTube channel. The previous video link is on the description box or on the top right card. Volume 12. The Paladin of the Holy Kingdom. That beautiful woman spoke with a gentle voice that matched Nia's image of her. Thank you for your invitation. We are Blue Rose. Remedios, who had stood up to welcome them, nodded slightly to express her gratitude. I cannot thank you enough for accepting our invitation, honored members of Blue Rose. We are the ones who are grateful to receive an invitation from the Paladin who bears a holy sword and who has skills to match Remedios Custodio Sama. Their exchange contrasted Remedios' formulaic greeting and somewhat stiff tone against Lacus's natural way of speaking. It would seem she really was a noble heiress. Ah, I'm the one who should be happy to meet the wielder of a demonic blade like yourself. Ahem. Please, take a seat. The people around us are all paladins of the Holy Kingdom. It would be good if we could all listen in. If there's time after that, I would like very much to see the demonic blade. Gladly, and the chance to behold your holy sword would delight me as well. Then, let us do as our host bids, and take a seat, everyone. The members of Blue Rose each sat down in their own way. Some of them had already folded their arms and grasped their elbows. It made one wonder if their bold attitude came from knowing their strength, or if they were simply acting in a manner that best fitted it. Shall we start by introducing ourselves? The vice captain answered, probably to help Remedios out. No, there's no need for that. News of your exploits has made its way around the Holy Kingdom. Ah, and, well, it's a little late for this. I'm the vice captain of the Paladin Order, Gustavo Montages. Lacus smiled gently at Gustavo's answer. Really now? It would be good if that news was flattering. Ah. Yes. We've heard nothing but good things about you. In truth, your heroic exploits make my heart beat faster in excitement. It would seem Remedios wanted to say something, but Gustavo had interrupted her. After that, he smiled to Lacus like nothing was the matter. That is quite pleasing. Well, I wish to ask about the details of those things you heard. We are here today to fulfill a request. It is not our intention to waste our client's valuable time. That being the case, let us discuss the particulars of this request. Before that, I'd like to ask the name of that girl. Nia jumped in fright as she realized one of the twin thieves was pointing at her. The other one was also looking at her in interest. The two of them ought to be the twin thieves known as Tia and Tina. Despite being members of Blue Rose, which was famed even in the Holy Kingdom, there were no rumors or tales of their deeds. There were a pair of mysterious individuals. And now those individuals were pointing at her. She felt like she had suddenly been shoved into the limelight from the shadows of an audience seat. Thoughts like why, what is this, what's happening and other such phrases bounced around inside her mind. That girl doesn't have a warrior's body. Different from our muscleheads. Or, what was that supposed to mean? The person who had spoken up was Gagarin, the lady warrior who was built like a brick shithouse. Exactly what I said. She's not a warrior, no matter how you look at it. Now this is a warrior. Oi, you can train your body with experience, you know. So you're going to evolve then, Gagarin. The thief's faces quietly hardened. Don't be mean, I feel sorry for that girl. Hey, is it me or have you gotten full of yourself since you went training with me? Or, nothing's changed. It's just that my sides hurts when you grab me with your ridiculous strength when I'm sleeping. That's enough out of the two of you. I'm sorry, that's just how we are. Please pay it no heed. Her name is Nia Baraja. She has keen senses, and she's made a lot of contributions during our journey here. I understand. The reply was flat and emotionless, not cute in the slightest. Well, that was our fault. We haven't made any progress at all. If nobody minds, shall we begin discussing the matter? Also, there's no point talking like fancy nobles, is there? Let's get right to it, shall we? Evli, Lacus said in a reproachful tone. That was the arcane magic caster Evli. Clad in her mask, she could use powerful spells, but she never removed it under any circumstances. She had a very petite frame. Some rumors said she might be from a small-bodied species. No, that's fine. I'm not good at all this plotting stuff myself. Captain. Fufu. Well, the other side's boss has given their approval, how about ours? Besides, once they've paid the appropriate fee for the information, they'll be our clients. Let's not bother with feeling each other up and get to the question of money. Wouldn't it be better to seal the deal sooner rather than later? Ha, Lacus sighed, and Evli continued, seemingly sneering at them. Well, our boss has given her okay too, so shall we firm up the details before we talk about payment? I take it you want to talk about the one who's been running wild in your country. Jeldabaev. You knew. Oh, Ioi, do you think we wouldn't know something the nobles did? The kingdom has traders who use sea routes too, you know. Plus, the adventurers' guilds do exchange information as well. That said, how about it? Want to share what you know, too? Frankly speaking, we'd be happier to obtain information than money. May I have a moment to discuss this with Gustavo? Evil Eye waved to indicate that they should proceed, and then Remedios and Gustavo rose and entered the adjoining room, the bedroom. Then, can we use this flask? Gagarin pointed to the flask of water and the glasses around it, as she addressed Nia. Why me? Nia fretted as she replied, please do. She wanted to praise herself for her perfect tone, and not letting her voice tremble. After Gagarin had poured water for everyone, Remedios and Gustavo returned. We'll pay your fee, so can you tell us what you know? Ha, Nia thought. For some reason, she had the feeling that Remedios, who had complained about the expense of staying in an inn, would not approve. While Gustavo had probably said something, Nia had no idea what reasons he had used to convince her. That's fine too, although I think we'd be able to tell you what you need to know if you told us about the state of the Holy Kingdom now. Please let us pay the appointed fee. Gustavo promptly placed a small pouch on the table. Or, Evil Eye jerked her chin at one of the thieves. In response, she swiftly reached out and snatched up the pouch, lightly bouncing it up and down in her hand. Then she caught it and nodded to Evil Eye. She was probably trying to see if it contained the expected amount by the sensation from throwing it up and catching it. All right. Then Evil Eye, shall explain on their behalf. Although, like I said just now, asking for all the information we have about Jeldabaoth is a bit like trying to seize a cloud. Let's start by talking about what happened in our country. But before that, I want to verify something with you. Your Jeldabaoth looks like this, right? Evil Eye took a pen and paper from beside the table and began drawing with fluid strokes. However, the picture she produced could only be regarded as childish scribblings as best. Remedios was about to say, no, that's not, before one of the twins snatched back the paper and tore it in half. What the hell are you doing? While Evil Eye was furious, the other twin snatched away the pen in the meantime and drew swiftly on the new piece of paper, then showed Evil Eye the finished product. The masked magic caster muttered, Yugu, in a disgruntled tone. The truth was, it was of far greater quality than the picture just now. His appearance was very difficult to describe with words. He was dressed in foreign clothing and wore a strange mask. After seeing the picture, Remedios angrily clenched her fists and growled like a wild beast. That's the bastard. After seeing this, the twins and Evil Eye ceased their feuding and turned back towards Remedios. Then we verified one thing, that this is the same demon. Well, if demons like that could appear one after the other, we'd be in trouble. Thank heavens for small mercies, as they say. Now. Evil Eye then proceeded to narrate the events that had transpired in the royal capital, and Nia winced in her heart. She knew Jeldabaoth was strong. And she knew that the demon army and that scaly demon existed, so she was not shocked by them. But the fact that there were 5 maid demons who could each take on an entire adamantite-ranked adventurer team by themselves deepened her sense of utter despair. I don't think anyone spotted those maid demons in the Holy Kingdom. So they're Jeldabaoth's trump card. To think he had something like that. Then, what would you estimate Jeldabaoth's difficulty rating to be? Gustavo's question caused Blue Rose to look at each other, but in the end it was still Evil Eye who spoke on everyone's behalf. Let me get this out of the way first, this value is just a conjecture. It might be higher, it might be lower, so I hope you'll keep that in mind. We estimate that demon's difficulty to be around 200. 200. Gustavo gasped. Nia very nearly gasped as well, but she managed to resist that impulse. Some of the paladins lining the walls were not so successful. Remedios was the only one to remain calm, her expression unchanged. If Nia recalled correctly, difficulty 100 monsters were not something which humans could defeat. Exactly how powerful is a rating of 200? Evil Eye seemed to have a bit of trouble answering Remedios' direct question. While difficulty 200 beings have never appeared in the human world before, well, old dragons would be roughly around 100. An old dragon, well I've never fought those before, would that be around the same as the guardian deity of the oceans? The guardian deity of the ocean referred to a sea dragon which dwelled in the ocean. It had 2 arms and feet and a long thick tail that replaced its atrophied wings. It resembled a sea serpent, more than a dragon, and its intellect was on par with or surpassed mankind. It was quite a benevolent being, that would protect ships if it was properly venerated. Nia had the very good fortune of seeing it once, from a distance, when they had gone to Rimmon on holiday. It had raised its head high above the surface of the seas, and it was a sight majestic enough to earn it the title of guardian deity. It was hard to imagine a human being could defeat such a being. Captain Remedios. If we used defeating the guardian deity as a baseline, if there were a fisherman, here he'd be giving us the stink eye. Still, that means he's twice as strong as an old dragon. Indeed. We've determined that he's stronger than the legendary demon gods who were defeated by the 13 heroes. That is to say, his appearance in the human world would be a great tragedy and multiple nations will be destroyed. That's how powerful he is. Although, I hear that when Jaldabaoth was wreaking havoc in the kingdom, he was driven off by Momondono. That would mean Momondono must be just as powerful, right? Remedios swallowed, and then continued. Or does that mean he used some kind of special item when defeating Jaldabaoth? That was when Evil Eye's attitude changed. Nia could not see her face, but she had the feeling that her face was flushing under that mask of hers. I don't think he used any such item. However, Momon-sama fought magnificently when he dueled Jaldabaoth. I was fighting Jaldabaoth's subordinates back then, so I did not see the full fight, but it was a terrifying battle. It was a battle fought by a hero among heroes, a champion among champions. Is that so? It was all Gustavo could do to squeeze those words out after being crushed by Evil Eye's presence as she leaned herself out. Precisely. Ah, what an amazing battle. Momon-sama defended me while he was fighting Jaldabaoth, you know. So he fought Jaldabaoth, that monster, and drove him off. Is that true? What? Are you saying what I saw with my own 2 eyes was a lie? Evil Eye countered Remedio's question with a vicious retort. Gustavo struggled to clear the uneasy mood in the air. Ah, no, what our captain meant was that if darkness could attack some weak point of Jaldabaoth's, perhaps we could do something too. I apologize for not clarifying. No, we should be apologizing for the immature tone our Evil Eye is taking with the client. That reply came from Lacus. What was this, when the 2 main players were sidelined and their supporting cast went on to smooth things out between themselves? Well, assuming Jaldabaoth really does have some weak point, Momon-sama must have won by attacking it. Still, it's hard to imagine a demon like that would leave his weaknesses unguarded. Indeed. Perhaps he used an item or a subordinate to make up for it. Well, this was the first time she had heard of the maid demons. Jaldabaoth had several powerful demon minions. After questioning Demihuman captives, they knew there were at least 3 of them. There was the demon who ruled the wilderness where the Demihumans lived. There was the demon who ruled the port city of Rimmon. And then, there was the scaly demon who commanded the Demihuman army. So, can you tell us in detail about that scaly demon you mentioned earlier? That's right, can you tell us what abilities it has? Yes, I fought it before, so I'll take Evil Eye's place and describe it in detail. She described its abilities and how they fought it. Lacus's tale ended with Brain Ungloss, a man on Gazif's level, slaying that demon. That's strange. Jaldabaoth hasn't made any movements after conquering the Holy Kingdom's capital, but that scaly demon's been commanding the Demihuman armies in his place. Wasn't it already defeated? I see, however, we've met this brain fellow before, and I don't think he was lying. It's probably not a unique demon, just a high-level one. In other words, Jaldabaoth can conjure that demon any number of times as long as certain conditions are met. Or perhaps he can summon the same demon multiple times.